Sorry about that. But I just got off work and I'm kind of tired and I'm trying to get myself up. And I wanted to make a video on what is coming up ahead for State of Decay. If you don't know what State of Decay is, it's a game by Undead Labs, and it came out on Xbox Live in 2013, and it is a just fabulous game. It's just so good, and it's actually having its comeback. They're actually going to remaster it in 1080p for Xbox One. So I'm going to actually tell you about it, and then explain my thoughts and opinions on the actual game, and to tell you what I'm actually excited for in the future for State of Decay. Alright, here we go. Now, if you may not know already, State of Decay is a third-person, persistent, open-world stealth zombie survival horror video game, developed by Undead Labs and published by Microsoft Studios. And it was first released for the Xbox 360 on June 5th of 2013. In State of Decay, you choose where to make your stand, designing and fortifying your home base, performing daring raids for food and ammunition, and rescuing other playable survivors with unique talents. The open sandbox world develops in real time, shaped by your actions, dynamically generating content based on your choices and the When State of Decay debuted on Xbox Live, it broke a number of genre gameplay conventions. Characters die permanently, story progression isn't pre-scripted, and the world continues to change even when players are offline. Fans responded enthusiastically to this zombie survival fantasy spin on the genre, ensuring a bright future for the State of Decay franchise. So, what's next for State of Decay? In spring 2015, Xbox One owners will have the opportunity to experience the definitive version of State of Decay with the Year 1 Survival Edition. Earlier this week, I heard that they were coming out with it. The State of Decay Year 1 Survival Edition will include the original State of Decay, now running in glorious 1080p, previously released add-on packs, Breakdown, and Lifeline, as well as some entirely new content. Undead Labs will reveal more on the new content closer to release, and you'll read more about it, or you'll hear more about it here. Now, with the Xbox One being an improved hardware, the State of Decay series can be what it wanted to be in the first place. Even though they bumped it up to 1080p, that's not really a big deal to me because I would love the game anyway. I don't judge by graphics when I play video games. And I feel like if you're a really passionate gamer, then you really should just accept games for what they are as a piece of art. But with it being on the Xbox One, I believe that they can bring in multiplayer on the newer system, because they wanted to bring in multiplayer in the last State of Decay, and they couldn't because of something that went down with Microsoft, and it was just a big problem. So when they said that it'll come with previously released add-ons, Breakdown and Lifeline, as well as some completely new content, that could mean that the new content could be multiplayer. I'm not getting my hopes all the way up, but I would expect it, because that's what they really wanted to do in the first place with their... The newer version will have sharper textures, a refined user interface, and more environment detail. And they're also taking advantage of more powerful hardware by remastering and adding new environment effects and increasing the fidelity and smoothness of character and zombie animations throughout the game. And along with these visual enhancements, they are also wanting the game to run as a rock-solid frame rate and polish out a few glitches along the way. And with the new content, they were explaining that it's not going to be an entire DLC's worth, but a few cool new mission types and new weapons, vehicles, and perhaps a hero or two. They also said that they're going to throw in like a half an hour of new music from State of Decay's composer's Jesper Kyd. And if you haven't heard any of his music, it's really good. If you play the game, then I know you heard it. But I actually bought a couple of his songs on like my iPod and my Microsoft, my phone and stuff. it's really neat. It kind of reminds me of The Walking Dead. Also, a big, gigantic question I've been hearing on forums, especially on Undead Labs forums, was someone was asking if they could transfer their characters from the previous game onto the Xbox One, and it would kind of make sense if you can just continue what you had, but it also make it kind of pointless. They want you to play the game all over again and see their visuals. You know, they want you to see everything as a new, improved game. They're having this chance to come back and revision and redo everything that they want it to look way better, you know? So I actually hope that they if they even do that, it just starts the game over and you can have that choice to either continue where you were or go back and play it. Because there's a lot of people that didn't have a 360, you know, they had a PS3 and they decided for an Xbox One. I mean, there's people like that. If you want to check out any more info on the State of Decay Year 1 Survival Edition, just head on over to Undead Labs website, and there's a lot of information there. There's so much stuff you can go through. Now, with that being said, my first time playing State of Decay on the Xbox 360, it was like a whole new experience. I mean, it was, when you first start playing, they just throw you in a zombie attack. You're near a lake and they give you a stick and you start fighting. A stick. Might have been a small log, but it wasn't shit when you're fighting a zombie. And the zombies were actually kind of tough until you start building a community and you start upgrading weapons. You know, you get better weapons as you go. You don't really get to put anything together like Dead Island or Dead Rising 2, but it was very unique, you know, like, and plus the whole community kind of thing. Like, you have to make a community in order for you to play this game, because when you make a community, you get all of the playable characters, because you're gonna lose some characters, you're gonna die, especially in the beginning of the game, because the zombies are kind of tough, you know. And they also put like kind of like a skill tree kind of thing where you can be running around and it'll say, you know, you upgraded your cardio or you upgraded your strength, and it's all kinds of like things that you can actually upgrade, but you have to do it individually. So you can play one character and then their cardio would be like 5 stars. But then you'll play as another character, you'll switch characters, and they'll only have 2 stars. So that's where you actually have to work on each individual character, and that's where you actually pick your own, you know, who's your favorite characters and who to save. You know, you might want to save a stronger character for later in the story, because there's going to be stronger enemies and stronger and a lot harder parts of the game that you need strong characters to get by. On top of that, you know, you build a community. That's like a new thing, you know, for me. I've never seen a zombie game where you actually had to build a community. And this is basically like saying, this is a game about the zombie apocalypse, but this is days later, you know, this is going day by day by day. You see night, you see day, you see night, you see day, and it never stops. It just keeps going and going and going. And I mean, the Breakdown DLC was actually like an endless version of the game, but really the game itself is kind of like an endless version of itself. The Breakdown is just, as you go through each level, the enemies just get harder, but it still just does the same stuff. Lifeline, I actually haven't got to finish that yet. I just had so much stuff on my plate, like playing other games, and I you know, I have an Xbox One, so I go back to my 360 here and there to like get achievements and shit. But I'm actually gonna go play Lifeline probably today, because I'm talking about this shit now. But Lifeline brought in a whole new setting. It was like a city setting, and that's good. I'm glad that they brought in a city setting, because I played so much of the original State of Decay that I just know where everything is. I know where all the resources, where they all spawn, and you know, I just know how to play the game like real well. And also with the game,
what I like about it is that when you die, your characters don't come back, and that's a big thing for me. Like, I don't get me wrong, I do like games where they, you can respawn your character or whatever. Like there's a lot of games like that. I mean, recently Sunset Overdrive came out, and I will be making a video on that sometime in the future. Probably this Friday, because I'm going over my friend's house, and we're probably all going to have like a big discussion about it, and it'll be like another video for us to do. And basically, in Sunset Overdrive, when you die, you respawn, and when you respawn, it's crazy animations, and I like that. I like that Sunset Overdrive knows it's a game. Even the characters, they'll say, they'll break the fourth wall like so many times, and that game is a big fourth wall breaker. So but State of Decay is different. State of Decay is realistic, and it wants to be, like, about the people. It wants to be like The Walking Dead, and it kind of actually has that setting. Like, the actual original State of Decay, the setting kind of reminds me of The Walking Dead. Like, it has, like, that brown, kind of grainy, kind of southerny texture to it. It's kind of... If you haven't played it, you have to play it to see it, because it's one of those things, and it's just, it'll remind you of The Walking Dead. And there's also actually some Walking Dead Easter eggs in there too. Like there was something that said Richard Grimes, sheriff, and there's all kinds of Easter eggs dealt with it. So what I want to know from you guys today, though, is that what do you want to see in the definitive edition of State of Decay Year 1 Survival Edition? I mean, there's a lot of people that want to see their characters transfer over from other systems. I want to see multiplayer. Do you know how great this game would be in multiplayer? Like, seriously. Multiplayer. You have a community that you're building, but what if you can actually play multiplayer and build a community? What if you can meet people in this world and let them join your community? And then, with it being multiplayer, you could actually have, like, something like the prison and the governor, like you don't have to say, oh, I'm gonna join your crew. You can probably say, oh, I'm gonna take your place down, and I'm gonna steal all your resources, and I'm gonna kill everybody that's at your place. That's what I want to see. I want to see something like that. I want to be able to have a place and have another human that's playing somewhere else in the world that wants to take my shit. I want to see that. I want to fight for my shit. I don't want to just say, oh, I got 1,000,000 resources, and then I got zombies everywhere, and I could just keep killing zombies and keep getting resources. Because if I keep doing that, then I'm going to realize, hey, I got so much resources, and I'm good. I'm really great. But if I have that on my mind that, there could be a player that just comes up to us, and I don't have people with me, if you don't have people that joined you, you're screwed, like, there's your resources, you're dead, you're respawning as a whole new character, because this game doesn't support respawn animations. So, I actually would love to see multiplayer. That's all I want to see. They wanted to bring it in the last, I guess, portion of State of Decay, but they couldn't because of what Xbox... I guess Xbox was giving them a hard time. It's really hard for people to bring shit out on Xbox, because Microsoft is kind of tough on people. Like publishers and developers and shit. But, I mean, whatever you want to see in the State of Decay, just show me in the comments below, and just like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you like it too, because I really want to start getting a lot of videos out there, and it would be nice to have some subscribers. And if you haven't played State of Decay and you really don't want to play State of Decay, then tell me what you would want to see in any video game. It could be the new Dead Island. I mean, any zombie video game that you can think of, what you would want to see to improve that game. Alright guys, I'm out for today, but you'll probably see me back Friday, because I'm gonna try uploading a Sunset Overdrive video on Friday. Just to talk about, like, the new DLC coming out. I think it's Moyle's Rig, or it's something really weird, because that game is really weird. So, alright guys, yeah, you just